Hey everybody. So today I'm going to be talking about how do we as foster parents handle our foster child's birthday. This is a pretty big topic. Obviously, the foster child's birthday only comes around once a year, but it can be kind of a touchy subject. So I'm going to get into how we handled our foster son's birthday this year. And if you're interested in that, then stick around. Hey friends. My name is Anna Leonora, and together with my husband Jason, we are foster parents in real life. And here on my channel, From the Fosters, we do foster parenting life together and raise awareness for the foster care system. So if any of that interests you, please consider subscribing to the channel down below. While you're down there, hit your post notification bell, select your notifications to all so that you won't miss when I post any new videos like this, and so you can join my growing family here on YouTube. All right, let's get right into it. So, my foster son, Casper, just had a birthday, you guys. And so this is the first time that we've had a foster child in our care who had a birthday. And if COVID wasn't happening, I think we would have handled it quite differently. But it's 2020. COVID is still raging on, the world is changing, and so we had to do things a little bit differently. I want to preface this by saying that any foster child, every case is different. Every set of bio parents is different, every social worker is different, every child's different, every set of foster parents is different. So how a foster family chooses to handle the child's birthday it's going to be different for everybody because the circumstances and the situation is different for everybody. My husband and I have a really decent relationship with Casper's bio parents, and we get along with them. We have not really had issues with them. And I think we've had Casper now almost a year, not quite a year, but almost a year. So we've really gotten to know his parents. And I think that if COVID wasn't happening, what I would have liked to have done, of course, with the social worker's permission, what I would have liked to have done is rent out a play place or some sort of activity center, something like that. And I would have had a big party for Casper where we invited his friends from daycare, where we invited our families, and I would have included his biological parents if they were okay with it and if the social worker was okay with it. But thanks to COVID, that wasn't going to happen this year. I did double check with our social worker that she was okay with us having a very small gathering of immediate family, which she was fine with, and she actually had no issues with that at all. So as long as we were taking temperatures and making sure that nobody had any symptoms, and we were utilizing all of our social distancing and sanitizing practices and everything like that, and it worked well. He still had a little candle he could blow out. He still got some gifts, and he still had a great time. He did get to spend some time with his parents for his birthday as well. They get a weekly in-person visit with him. I'm not going to say what the actual schedule is just because I don't think you need to know that, but let's just say that their visits are normally on Mondays and his birthday was on, let's say, Wednesday. So instead of them having their visit on Monday, they were able to move their visit to Wednesday. It wasn't actually Wednesday. That's not actually his birthday. This is just hypotheticals. So hypothetically, they moved their visit to Wednesday or to the day of the week that was his actual birthday. And so they were able to see him and have some time with him. They did give him some gifts. They had a cake for him, and they were able to spend some time with him for his birthday. And I think they called some family members. So he was able to talk with some of his other family members for his birthday as well. So he got to see everybody that he loves. It wasn't a big blowout party like we would have liked, but we were able to spend time with him for his birthday. His parents were able to spend time with him for his birthday. And I think that was really all he needed. You know, I think he would have liked the big party with everybody involved, but due to COVID, we just weren't able to do that. So again, when it comes to birthdays, it's a little bit touchy. I did honor his parents. Again, you know, it's so important to honor the biological parents. You're never going to take their spot. Like, those are still his parents. And so I honored his mom. I wrote her a little note. We have a notebook that we pass back and forth. I think I have it right here. I'm not going to show you what's in it because our conversations are obviously quite private, but I have this notebook. It looks like this. And I'll show you some of the pages in the back. It's just got these lined, cute, like, succulents on it. It's spiral bound, and it's, you know, nice and thick. It's good, dirty cardboard type material. But I got this, I actually had this. I got it before we ever had Casper. I'm a notebook and office supply fanatic, so I always have blank notebooks around, but I thought this one was really pretty. And when we got Casper and he started doing his in-person visits with his family, I started writing notes every single week to his mom, and she writes me back every single week. So that doesn't always happen. I have had other placements where I did the notebook and I sent it with them and their moms never wrote me back, so I just kind of stopped doing it. But his mom, like I said, we have a really good relationship, and so she definitely writes me back every week. I write her every week, and it's just a nice way for us to stay in touch and communicate what's been going on with Casper. So I did make sure to do a little note to her saying, congrats, you know, you've got a 5-year-old, like, that's amazing. Can you believe it? Like, you know, just things like that. I said, congrats, mama, because she is his mom, and even though it's his birthday, she is the one who gave birth to him. So obviously it's a day for her to celebrate as well. But I think every case is going to be different, you guys. I have not personally had a case like this, but I have heard of cases like this where social services or the social workers actually think that the bio parents might pose an actual threat to the foster family, and they want to keep the foster family completely separate from the bio family. Obviously, in a case like that, you wouldn't do a birthday party where you invite the bio family. And then there's other cases where the bio family maybe doesn't feel comfortable with the foster family, or they don't feel like they'd be comfortable being around, you know, the foster family's friends and family. Obviously, if you have a child who's much older, like a teenager, you know, of course, just depending on the situation and what the social worker says, maybe the teenager should have a say in it. Maybe they don't want you to invite their bio family. Maybe they wouldn't feel comfortable with that, and they'd rather just do 2 separate things. It's going to be different for every case. And I think so it's really hard to kind of give you guys an accurate idea of what a birthday is going to look like with a kid in foster care. It's also going to be different if you got the kid the day before their birthday, and so you haven't had time to form a relationship with their bio families, versus we've had Casper almost a year. So we've had a year of building a relationship with his family. And if COVID wasn't happening, I think that they would be happy to come to a party we were throwing for him, you know, to be able to see him play in a play place and just kind of all enjoy that together. Unfortunately, with COVID, we just had to keep it super small. And so he did do a small thing with his parents. He did a small thing with us. And you know what? It was more cake for him. I think it would have been nice if we could have all gotten together, but the world had different plans for us this year. So there you have it. So I'm sorry that wasn't more of like a, this is how birthdays are going to be with a child in foster care, but just like everything in foster care, you just have to be super flexible because you never know. And every case is different. Every child's different. Every social worker is different. So it really is just going to depend. And again, it's also going to depend on how long you've had the child, because if we got Casper and his birthday was the next day and we've not had a chance to meet his parents, talk to his parents, we know nothing about the case, then obviously we would still do something for Casper because it's his birthday, but we wouldn't consider inviting his family when we know nothing about what's going on and we don't know them, they don't know us. So everything is really just situational dependent, and you just have to kind of go with your gut. You have to go with the social worker's guidance, the guardian ad litem's guidance, or the CASA worker. And if the child's old enough, you know, obviously take into account what their thoughts, opinions, and feelings are on the issue. But otherwise, just loving the child, just giving them a birthday party like any other child would have. Of course, this year we weren't able to do it up big like we really wanted to for him, but we were still able to give him some balloons and a cake and our close friends and family. And he was able to see his parents and talk to some of his other family members. So that's really all he needed. And he was completely fine with that. And I think we are too. It's nice. COVID hasn't been great, obviously, but I think it was nice that we were able to just really have that time together and connect and bond and just keep it super intimate. But I do definitely think that if COVID hadn't happened, and we were given permission from the social worker, I feel like we would have invited his parents and done a big thing. And I think they would have come because, like I said, we have a really good relationship with them. So that is that. We have a 5-year-old. Like, oh my gosh, I can't even believe it. That is crazy. 5 years ago, I would have never imagined myself here as a foster parent with a 5-year-old. It's crazy how fast life can change. But we're going to love Casper as long as we have him for whatever length of time that becomes. And we're just going to keep treating him like every other child. He wants a normal childhood. We're going to give it to him for as long as he is with us. Other than that, guys, happy birthday to everybody else who has birthdays in the month of October. My husband's birthday's in October, so I've got a plan for that one too. But anyway, that's all for today. Thank you guys for sticking around. Thank you for listening to this video. If you got any sort of value from this video, then please consider liking the video down below while you're down there. If you have not subscribed yet, please consider hitting the subscribe button and hit your post notification bell. Set your notifications to all so that you won't miss when I post new videos like this. And so you can join my growing family here on YouTube so that we can continue to raise more awareness for the foster care system. Until next time, guys, go out and continue to shine your light into the world. Bye.